Welcome back to Dark Nexus. Tonight, it's Act 4, Chapter 184. We're back in the mudroom, antechamber to the soul, in the hush following the storm. Y'all reached the heart of the Mysterium, and you found only ruin and devastation. Broken chamber, a broken angel, and a missing Necronomicon. You, perhaps wisely, decided that discretion was the better part of valor and opted to not attempt to take the corrupted keeper down, but just narrowly managed to survive avoiding it long enough to grab this alien object, this Migo ring gate, and escape. And then Pandora learned what she could from it. She saw Lols steal a pair of these from Archimedes back in Casimir. And then she saw Lols bring this one into the soul on the day everything happened and use it to yoink the Necronomicon out of this inescapable prison. One cannot teleport in or out of any level of the Mysterium. Y'all know that well and thoroughly. But you do know that gates work, since that's how all the levels are connected. And Lols managed to find a portable gate that he could smuggle in. He shrunk himself down, dropped through the ring you're currently holding, and came out and its matched partner back on his ship. And of course, in the process of doing so, he poisoned the fabric of this entire complex by drawing the momentary gaze of Nyarlathotep onto it. And then the Outer Gods had a great big party, essentially, and sent all sorts of pals through the cracks.
It was like a potpourri for Theraval even more than I realized.
Yes. So that vision had obviously a lot of small detail, but there were really only a handful of major takeaways. Let's talk through them. What did you just learn? We have not had a chance to actually talk since I read through that last week. What did you learn?
Well, that Lols knows where Neruzavin is.
Yes.
And still chose to steal the Necronomicon.
Yes, and timeline-wise, I know we've learned this information in multiple different orders, but let me just put this in a way that your character with 22 intelligence would immediately go, it only...
23.
Oh, 23. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
That was rude of me. It seemed to have only taken Lols 1 or 2 days of reading in the book to get that information.
Yeah.
Because that's all he'd had before that point, and he definitely knew it. At least that was part of Mun's thought process. So 1 or 2 days of reading the Necronomicon, he knew where Neruzavin was, yet he still came back and stole the book. Do we have a guess as to why?
Well, I think he probably needs it to enact his grand plan.
Sure.
Whatever ritual it will take to embody Jamindor is probably not written anywhere other than in the Necronomicon.
Yes, and the Mad Poet did say to him specifically, not only will you learn where Neruzavin is, but you might find interesting rituals that would be very useful to you. He obviously did.
Yes.
But also, he specifically came back to screw Mun.
Sure did. Mun had no clue that this was going to happen.
Was that... Did we see information that made us know that that was intentional, or was that just, that's how it played out and it doesn't really matter?
Oh, no. Very intentional. He specifically was like, let me know when they get to the gate. Let me know when they get to this level. They're almost here? Great. Now is the time to screw them.
Well, meanwhile, a couple floors above, Mun was going like, what the fuck is he up to? No communication between them. Mun was chasing after him, stopped long enough to just steal some more shit from the Mysterium, and then got trapped where he did. And then he made copies of himself, and
we also know that
lived in a room for a week.
He threatened / is bribing Elder Lathine with the hope of getting the cure.
So the seeding was a deliberate thing that he did to hang over his head. If you give me just one more day in there, and I'll get this out of your head for you. And Lathine, in the middle of the throes of being seeded, agreed to that, but then obviously 15 minutes later shook out of it and went out in the street, and that's where the backup buddies encountered him. When he was freaked out on the street, putting his armor on, I got to go after this guy.
Yeah.
He realized he made a huge mistake.
And that we have to make sure that that's factored in with Sister Thyr's decision of whether or not to resurrect.
Well, I mean, he might very well...
Right, don't waste the resources if he's going to say no. and be prepared for him to be kind of a problem if he says yes.
She may have a choice on her hands.
Yeah.
But how much can we really tell her?
We can tell her that he is seated with a disease that will drive him mad, he'll live under constant threat of spreading it to other people and harming them. We don't have to tell her what it is, but...
Yeah.
And you certainly have access to, in the confabulation plates, you have access to something where you can get an answer from the body about the soul that doesn't necessarily connect to the soul.
Yeah.
Like, that is I think I see no reason why you couldn't ask the psychic residue of the body, would this soul want to come back? That may be useful information.
We could also say, if you knew that you couldn't be cured, would you want to come back? That Lulz was lying to you.
Yes. Anything else we picked up there? So that all happened 1 week ago today. So if Lulz immediately began his trek to Neruzavin, he's got a week ahead of you right now, and he actually knows where to go, and you still do not.
Right.
And we can't track him in any way, shape, or form.
And you know that for fact now.
Mm-hmm. And it goes beyond just the Necronomicon. He's got a thing, right?
Well, you know he's got a Ring of Mind shielding, which is such a low DC to recognize. Pandora would know that ring makes him basically immune to close distance stuff like detect thoughts, discern lies, and attempts to discern alignment. However, as the possessor of the Necronomicon, severe danger, Will Robinson, if you attempt to. Like, not only will it fail, but
you'll take we get
you're gonna get hurt. And also, if the Necronomicon is within range of a scrying spell, super bad. However, do we have any other we've been so short on people to scry this book because we didn't know who it was safe to do so. Is there anybody else out there that we know we could attempt to scry?
The Flea.
The Flea. We got the Flea. Might be dangerous with Weirlai, but might still be dangerous with Ulf.
Yeah.
Weirlai.
Yeah.
Yeah, so we've got Lulz and company heading to Neruzavin starting a week ago. We've got Weirlai and Ulf hooking up 1 week ago and presumably heading to Neruzavin because that's what they have both essentially stated has been their goal all along.
Are they working together? They're not working together though.
Weirlai and Lulz?
Yeah.
No evidence of that.
Yeah, okay.
Since we have the one ring,
yes.
Is it possible to activate it so that it opens the gate to the other one?
Yes, but it's at the bottom of the ocean.
Yes, but we would know where it started.
It's at the bottom of the river. A little easier to access in the bottom of the ocean. But let me get another Knowledge Arcana check now that we've gotten all this juicy information. Katie for Pandora.
45.
Mm-hmm. So my guess is, we know from part of that vision that Timo was super interested in Migo items and stuff, and perhaps there was a series of books where he found more interest in some things than you happened to have at that time. So you didn't immediately click onto what this is, but with all this refreshing and now seeing what you've seen. So these ring gates, these Migo ring gates, just like the confabulation plates are used to do a Migo twist on Speak with Dead using psychic magic instead of divine magic. These are a psychic twist on what do exist in this world as ring gates. They are made as a pair. One is always the entry side and one is always the exit side. When the entry side is activated...
So they only ever go one way.
Exactly. When the entry side is activated, anything put through the ring comes out the other by means of a gate. Now, normally, similar items like this made on Golarion, and there would be super few of them because they're like a caster level 18 or 19. I mean, they are a powerful magic item. But they have all sorts of limitations that this Migo version obviously does not have. Normal ones of these have to be on the same plane of existence. That was not the case here. Mm-hmm. They have to be within a certain distance of each other, typically 100 miles, probably, and obviously not the same case here. But this psychic version seems to have no such set of restrictions. There is typically a maximum amount of mass that can be passed through the rings each day, and
let's say someone who could shape change into, say, like a small fish and jump through into a river would be able to go through and then...
Maybe so.
And then swim out and be like,
get swim speeds,
here I am.
Maybe so. Mm-hmm. And you know from that vision, He was on his ship just down in the harbor here in Kathir. So like it's very close. At the bottom of the river, very close to you.
And that would then lead us to wherever that ship was docked.
A week ago.
A week ago.
Yeah.
What is that spell that you had that allowed you river sight? Mm-hmm. How many miles did that let you sense along?
Here's how the Necronomicon is worded. What you know. Any attempt to use any type of divination magic to learn about it, determine its location, view it, or any part of it, or anyone possessing it.
So like if we're using the riverside and we're able to see the boat that Lowell's is on, so we're not specifically looking for anything, but we see the boat that he's on, would that trigger it?
I think it might, Robert, and I think the reason is that, as I recall, that spell does create a scrying sensor that Dabwick sees through, and that's the real danger here.
Yeah, okay.
So this is the author's...
It'll be a little swimmy. We might find some places where maybe there is a little wiggle room, but
this
I don't
is
think
the author's
that's it.
equivalent of like Magic MacGuffin, like you can't use magic to track them down.
That's a little bit what's going on here. Yeah, like you're going to have to use other means to find them or Neruzavin.
So what are some of those other means? I have access now, or I will soon, to planar binding, where we can get a powerful creature to run an errand for us that doesn't include divination magic on the Necronomicon. But that's something, if we can think of how or what we could call that might be able to find someone not using divination.
And just to be like completely blunt, the location of Neruzavin is not known on this world.
Right.
There's no like, oh, if we just get someone to go to someplace that we haven't thought of, that information is not attainable on this world. Maybe outside of this world, maybe by other means, but it's not like they go to a library that you can't get to and they find it in a book that you haven't seen. Like it doesn't exist that way.
So then we're down to, we can't track them by regular means because they're on a ship that's just going to go somewhere leading out from here and they're a week away. So we could sit there and go, how far could a boat have gotten a week away from here? But they could have gone to someplace and then hopped off the boat and then teleported 100,000 miles away.
Did they go to the ocean right there, or did they go up the river? In which case,
we just don't know. And we can't track them through magic.
Right.
And no one in this world except for Lowell's knows where Neruzavin is, except for the flea. So we can either track the flea.
What about the prisoner?
The prisoner might have information, but might also have different goals.
You know that the prisoner is one of the guardians left in Neruzavin. The prisoner is essentially from Neruzavin.
But it is. But it's physically in Okana.
Okano, yes.
Okano?
Yes.
Okay.
And begging for you to save it.
I think we're going there.
We knew it was bound to happen.
Yeah.
Yeah, because even if we had detailed information about the boat and we could get harbor master information, it's a week old. So, I mean, are we talking? Do we go confront Biting Lash,
or do we just go and get the prisoner?
Yeah, I mean, I don't see how we would be able to try to track the prisoner down without somehow involving Biting Lash.
Again, unless we wanted to skip the prisoner and try to follow the flea. But again, we don't know that won't screw us.
Right. If it's not going to kill us to try to scry the flea, that doesn't hurt.
But it might. It might drive someone completely insane if they're already hooked up. We don't know. So that's the question of, do we want to take that chance or not?
So, if I took Scry as a druid spell tomorrow, I can use it as a 13th, after we level, I can use it as a higher level caster with a higher DC.
Right, and it still carries the same.
And I have maybe more defenses against the will
the
saves
dangers.
And the dangers.
You definitely do, yes.
But it's the Necronomicon.
Then it doesn't
not
matter
the
who we do
Chamber
it.
of Knights, right?
I'm just saying if we're talking about scrying Ulf, it should be me.
Well, the only advantage of scrying Ulf is that gives us immediate information to tell us where they are. It does not necessarily get us to where they are or to where Neruzavin is.
However, if Pandora succeeds on a scry, she could then use her mnemonic vestments to teleport to that location. There is a opportunity for failure. Yeah, the next day. So we're talking already about...
No, I could do it because I would use scry through the...
Oh yeah, it'd be tomorrow anyways.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean...
It's all tomorrow, regardless.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And
if we wanted to try to go to
fucked.
Okano, that's also...
Tomorrow, probably.
Tomorrow, or... Because there's not an immediate way to, like... No one... Well, I guess you would be able to read our minds and then connect to us and have an image of where that was.
So I've been thinking about this. I do think there's a couple of roads. You certainly have people that you saw there, such as Biting Lash, or maybe some other prisoners that you could describe to Pandora or Dabs and attempt to do a scry. Or, like you're saying, Johnny, Pandora could sink into your memories and see some things that you have seen. Maybe one of those alleys that you tried to escape in that one particular psychometry vision last book, something like that,
Yeah,
an out of the way place.
You actually saw Okano.
You actually have already. You have seen it, so you could teleport there. I had not thought of that. Yes,
You haven't.
Katie, you could do that.
It
Yeah.
would be. It wouldn't be a great viewing of it. It would be like seeing.
It's exactly the same as what happened when you tried to leave Casimir.
It's like not.
Seen once.
Seen once, yeah.
What
So-
is?
And that could never go wrong.
Have we?
crocodiles! Twice!
Do we have a sense of? Does Wherein, as far as we know, have interest in the Necronomicon? Like, is that part of her?
We're not sure what Whereli's interest in Neruzavin is.
It to me, it feels like Whereli and Lols are racing for the same thing, for their particular god to be ascendant over the other one, is what it feels like, kind of thing.
I don't feel like they could be working together.
So Wherein is Haster, whereas
Yeah.
Lols is Jamandur. Is
Well,
that?
they're both
also,
Pastor.
so Lols is, you now know, only because of the very end of book 3. Yes, Jamandor, but for the ultimate aim of pleasing Haster.
Yes.
But it does seem like Wherelie is on
misguided.
some whole other thing.
Yeah.
Like she's on a mission directly from Haster.
But they're both like, I'm Haster's guy.
Yes.
Okay.
Right. You're not like.
But let's
I'm,
not
I'm
forget
Haster's
Lols
main.
is an idiot.
Right. Right.
Yeah,
If he can fuck something up colossally for everybody,
Yes,
he will.
He will do it.
yeah, but also, that doesn't sound that far apart from what Haster may ultimately want, is
Yeah.
to fuck everything up.
It's true.
I mean,
And
Lols is
also-
an idiot, but he outsmarted Mun
Yep.
And us so far.
and us so far. Sure.
And we're also, obviously on a meta level, we are nearing an end game of some sort. And like this one location so many people have been trying to get to, now these two parties, even if they're not working directly together, they're heading for the same place. So whatever they're going to try to do, whether it's together or not, it's all going to go down there, obviously, at this point, I'm guessing. So, some things to maybe ponder. Obviously, like we've just said, none of this travel or scrying is going to happen today. We still do have to...
We have to get out of the
We have to get
place.
out of here.
Deactivate the
and
I gotta
guards.
get
wrap
some,
all this stuff
I
up.
need to get some con restored before these fucking poison saves hit.
Yeah, that's the
so
other
true.
question of like, how long do we have before delay poison runs out?
What was the timing on that, Paulie?
Like another half hour or 20
It was
minutes?
3
hours.
3 hours from
great.
from the jump.
All right. So, that is certainly enough time, barring some unforeseen circumstance here, to make your way back up and deal with it when you get out, maybe with Sister Thea's help. Do we want to turn the wards off?
Yes.
Who's going to stick their fingers in the eyes?
I wonder.
Oh, mine are already in there. Literally,
I
as
would
we've been
never
having this conversation,
deny
your
you.
character, like, hands are just
Someone asks that question, and where's Bash's fingers are already in the thing.
So,
All right, seriously though, do you think that any of you have noticed Bash's compulsion to be putting his hands into things, or does this whole
My-
place just seem weird?
My eyes have been shut so much, I don't know that I would have witnessed it. I think I would have. The way you entered the soul was a little odd, but not odd like you're sticking your hand in things. It was. I think Grip would have been like, huh? But I don't think he's noticed anything more strange than that.
I would like to make a roll for it, just because
A sense motive?
she is much more perceptive
that's fair.
and
A
in
hunch?
tune with things than I am.
How about Dabs and Pandora, who have had more opportunity with their eyes open to witness Bash's nonsense?
Compulsion.
Nonsensical
Perception
compulsion.
or sense motive?
Sense motive.
I think you were seeing the behavior all along, but like, how were you processing? Let's do sense motive. Oh no! Both of you have such high bonuses. What'd you get?
I rolled a natural 1.
What did you get, though?
15. No, 16.
Oh, okay, I got a 27.
Okay,
Oh.
yeah, Pandora's noticed.
Okay. Okay.
27. Yeah, you definitely notice something's off.
I didn't know if it was an opposed check against like your bluff or something. In which case,
No, I don't.
No.
I don't think.
Like, I don't know.
I don't think that he's attempting to
hiding
hide
it,
anything
yeah.
because
I
he
was
doesn't
just
think
thinking,
that
like,
anything's wrong.
DC 20.
Okay.
Like, do you notice that this is weird? And maybe
Yeah.
you're processing it over the course of the day, right? Like, because
Yeah.
a lot's been going on.
There's just,
Well,
there's
literally
just
over the
been a
course
lot
of like the
going on.
past 15 minutes. Like
Yes.
that's how long it's been. It's only been 15 minutes since we came in, basically, right?
It's around 12 to 13, I think, at this point. Yeah,
Unbelievable.
it's ludicrous.
Yeah. I mean, it
Months of our
feels.
lives.
Like literally when I think about it, my
Freaking
back
boils
hurts
down
from
to it.
sitting
Yeah.
in this chair. But
So Bash does stick his fingers in the eye, and maybe that's when Pandora is finally like, he's taking a weird amount of.
Yeah, I
Enjoy-
think maybe
enjoy.
Grip here's Virgo.
And,
I think I got it.
Johnny, Bash inside those eye holes, and you do have to stick them in just deep enough that it takes a little bit of work.
A little uncomfortable. You got to kind
Yeah.
of wiggle him in there.
You got to find these two little tiny brass switches at the end
Yes.
of each eye socket.
Yes.
And when you flip them, I love that it's you too, because like you also had this insane multi-dimensional tesseract experience with the puzzle box. You
The mouth of the source.
simultaneously see what's happening everywhere in the Mysterium simultaneously.
Including in the source?
Not in the soul, no.
Okay, not in the soul.
From the mudroom up. As every single one of the stairwells, iris is open, the stairs come down. All of the lights turn on. All of the fog disappears. Every single door in the entire structure opens. And way up at the top, the vault door to the outside, bank vault, and then swings open. And this place is lit up and open clear from bottom to top. And then you're
Is all of the blood and weirdness and slime and all that stuff, is that all still there, or is it now just like is
I'm
it
sorry,
still
are
on
the
it?
Shoggoths still there?
Yeah.
all of the creatures disappear.
Great, okay.
But everything they left behind, everything that was damaged or marred
Yeah.
or changed, so like there's still soot on the walls, there's still broken and smashed up rooms where the
But like the
Shoggoths
walls
and
aren't dripping blood anymore.
the walls are no longer
The
dripping blood.
force cage.
You would know from your conversation with Sister Ether that the haunts are unconnected generally
Yeah,
to
they
the
happen
wards.
anyway.
They may still be there.
Did we determine the origin of the Dread Wraith?
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah.
So Brother Ibrahim, who was just taking his shift, walking the floor,
Was touched by
saw the face of Nimbaloth.
Oh, okay.
Heading up.
Yes.
Let me bring you to the next level up.
I guess as we go to, we should get both the bodies of our friends and our enemies.
Can we loot the
Mon?
Mysterium?
Can we not come back in and do that and get out to deal with the restoration? And
They may
Or-
not let us back in. I think anything that we want to take with us, we should take out with us.
okay,
All right, so we head up the flight of stairs to the Cipher Obscura. Are you all on that map now?
Yes.
So Dadwick's walls of stone do, of course, remain, but the change is so wild. All of those doors are open, revealing clear sight into 3 of those libraries that are not blocked by a wall of stone. The air is lit, totally temperate. It's clean, very, very breathable. There's no fog. You know, there's still all sorts of god-awful Shoggoth residue on the floor and stuff, but already it feels so much less oppressive and fucked up and more like an ancient place of scholarship, you know?
That ooze that Aki summoned at us, is that...
When Bash got his brief image of everything everywhere all at once, it was not around.
Okay.
So
It did not survive the Proto-Shoggoths.
Right.
I'll just say that.
Bash
That
is
was the
gonna-
thing where I was like,
Can you tell us,
something's
did the
happening.
Proto-Shoggoths ever succeed in becoming Syncisions?
No, they did not, but
Okay.
they thoroughly destroyed the stone jelly.
But is Mun's body back to Mun, or is it still his?
It's back to Mun.
Okay.
And you want to gather all of the loot between the 3 different versions of Mun that you fought.
Yes.
Give me a roll. He's got some stuff.
Spellcraft?
Yup.
Oh, 19 on the die for a 36.
Hey, all right. I won't waste time here. He's got a +2 chain shirt, +3 leather armor, a +1 returning club, ring of protection +1, cloak of resistance +1, a wand of make whole with 9 charges remaining. Obviously, what he was using to
Heal his hollow
fri-
ones.
Heal his constructs, yes. A masterwork blowgun with 2 darts. Oh, 2 doses of poison left. Why don't you give me an alchemy check there for Bash Johnny?
That is a 39.
1 dose of blue winnis and 1 dose of wyvern poison. And, of course, he has his traveling formula book. I don't think... Well, I'll list them off here. Maybe 1 or 2 that you don't have. There's one you definitely don't have. And one that Katie called a few weeks ago. First level, Cure Light Wounds, Disguise Self, Expeditious Retreat, Long Shot, Polypurpose Panacea, you probably don't have.
I also don't have Disguise Self
Oh, great. Shield and Stone Fist.
or Stone Fist.
Level 2, Bark Skin, Bull Strength, Cat's Grace, Dark Vision, Elemental Touch, Invisibility, Resist Energy, and, Katie, Skin Sen. The most disgusting spell in this entire game.
The first,
spell
like-
I've ever heard of.
3 or 4 of those I didn't have.
Oh, great.
Do you
don't-
have Skin Send?
No.
Good.
Third level, Cure Serious Wounds, Displacement, Haste, Remove Disease, Resinous Skin. That's fun. Thorn Body. And 4th level, Arcane Eye,
Wow, that's a great one.
Cure Critical Wounds,
Don't have that.
Greater Invisibility, Restoration,
Don't have that.
and Stone Skin.
Do have that. So yeah, I mean, probably like 3 or 4 off of every single level I don't have.
Fantastic.
That'll be fun to go through.
You want to go through Lathine's stuff, or you want to just keep it all with them and hand it back over?
I think
Oh,
we'll
just hand it back over.
That might be.
Yeah.
If this was a very different party, that body would get looted for some cool stuff. And then we can tend to what the backup buddies have based on who might be coming back or not. Anything else you want to check on the Cypher Obscura before you go back upstairs?
As far as Bash is concerned, he wants to just get out of this place.
I will collect the violin.
Great.
I also have Make Whole on my list of spells.
Are you going to use it on the bow for the violin?
Oh, because when you come up the stairwell into the erstwhile menagerie, that's where the broken bow is.
I'll pick it up.
Yeah. Put it on your sheet again. On the Arcana, there are many steward bodies to find. This could easily be just bringing them up to the university level and letting the stewards know they're all here, so you don't have to try to carry all of them. Because we have Arzan, Ibrahim, Faria, Layli, and Rena corpses to deal with, plus the bodies of Stanhope and Neb. So avoiding areas you know to be haunted or sniffing them out.
Let's get out of here.
Grabbing the bodies of your companions, bringing the stewards upstairs.
I assume this is like really awkward of us dragging these bodies and stuff.
And then up to the university level, where there are 6 more steward corpses. And as you come up the stairwell, top of the north end of the level there, looking down through this fully lit, now quite beautiful and impressive space when you can see it and it isn't a mad dash running away from hounds of Tyndalos. You see Sister Thyr standing outside with 4 stewards of the vault, 3 men, 1 woman, looking inside very, very interested in what's happening and clearly nervous to cross the threshold and seeing you begin to emerge and start to bring bodies up there.
I think Pandora will
Yeah.
lead the way, not carrying a body.
Yes.
The person who made the vow should be the first person that she sees.
I love it.
That
I love
tracks.
it. Yes. What happened inside?
I hardly know where to begin.
Should we do this here?
We must speak in private. And we need your help.
Is it safe for my fellows to grab the bodies of the fallen?
Yes. Do not, under any circumstances, enter the soul.
Understood. And she gives instructions to the stewards to gather the bodies that you have brought up and to close up the levels, and we'll take you across the street to the barracks, where it's very quiet. The cook is there back in the kitchen, and there's presumably 1 or 2 stewards sleeping upstairs, but
Going to that office
that
again.
ground level office is very quiet and easy to hole up in.
What time of day is it?
My God, Robert, it's like 12:20, 12:30 in the afternoon.
Noon
Lunchtime.
30?
Yeah, it's like the middle of the,
The
day.
sun has got to feel so weird.
Yes.
Yeah.
Coming back up and going through those rooms added maybe another like 10, 15 minutes.
Yeah,
So it's
something
been
like
like a half an hour
Yeah.
since we walked in.
It's so crazy. So much has happened in your lives.
But real air has just got to feel
Good.
extraordinary.
Yes. After all of the horrible things you have smelled and seen. And not seen, in Grip's case. Well done.
I mean, the fact that did you get a point? You didn't get a
Not a
single
point.
point
Not
of
a point.
sanity damage. That's
Oh
Pretty
boy,
remarkable.
it's sane.
amazing.
Man, when you can plan, when you can do this kind of planning
Yeah.
for the buffs and the leading and the guiding and that's pretty impressive.
But I think there's a little bit of like before, Grip had never taken any. Like he'd had some wisdom boosters for saves, but he had never
He's now had a glimpse of
He's
what it's
never
like.
had any intelligence booster.
Absolutely.
And I think that's going to sit with him for a while.
Yeah.
I think there's a little flowers for Grip Tuskernon maybe going on. So yeah, I think there might be a little ruefulness about what it felt like. But
Interesting.
So, yeah, what do we say to Sister
So
Thyr?
I think we begin with the very worst of the news.
The Keeper has been corrupted. And Lulz has stolen the Necronomicon. And we don't know where he is.
Of course you don't. It would be impossible to at this point. How did he do it?
Alien technology.
The protections worked as they were supposed to. He just found a way around it.
Yes, and in doing so, he drew the eye of something that was never meant to look upon this place.
The book's muse.
Yes,
This place is damaged beyond hope, then.
I suggest you collect what you can.
I don't know that it's beyond hope. I mean, the Keeper is corrupted, but if you could put him down, everything in that place is still there.
I have my doubts that the remaining stewards of the vault and I would have that within our power. We are so close to the new moon. All right. Anything else that I need to know about what lies between the university level and the soul? You made it out without any difficulty?
I guess I would list out the
Yeah.
haunts that we encountered,
Yes.
knowing that they may or may not have been part of this.
Correct. Yep.
And would warn her against, I mean, I don't know, is the body of the Shaga thing still down? Like,
No,
is
it
that
would
all
just
gone?
Blip away. Yeah, it would be gone.
Anything, guys?
The walls that we left behind, there's stone walls.
Oh
that
yeah,
are-
like
Sure.
what we had to do to
survive.
survive and open gates. But I want to get to Elder Lithine.
Yeah.
The most important thing that you must know before you choose to expend any resources on resurrecting, reincarnating, or raising Elder Lithine is that he has been infected with a disease so insidious it would survive his death.
You see visible shock at that. That is not what she would understand to be a thing that could happen, but she...
Feel free to use your zone of truth if you doubt my words.
I do not doubt your words, Pandora.
I do not know what sort of man he was before this. There are certain people who would want to come back at all costs, and there are others who would understand.
Yeah, Lowell's lied to him too.
He was lied to and told there might be a cure. There isn't.
Is it possible he understood this when he died?
I think it is possible, but cannot be guaranteed.
Does this explain his behavior that day?
Very likely.
The recklessness, the haste. Both of these behaviors were so unlike him. All right, I have some praying to do.
I must ask a boon of you.
Yes.
Our friend Grip suffered at the hands of the Keeper very badly.
I assume we're talking about restoration. I do have
Yes.
one ready to go right now.
And we have... Are we going to give her the scrolls to use?
I mean, if she's offering to use a restoration on him, then
That does one
It does
stat.
1 stat. He's down 3.
I mean, then we should definitely do his constitution.
Yeah, I mean that's
At the very least, yes.
Yeah, I mean,
that's the most time sensitive one. That
Great. So she takes care of that.
Great.
3. Now short rounds, now that we're not...
right. It's
Yeah.
like nothing. It's like 9 seconds.
It's so... Yeah.
18 seconds.
Compared to that episode of the...
Go away.
Yeah.
I have a device that would allow you to talk to not Elder Lithine, but to Elder Lithine's body at the time of his death. If you want to know if he would want to come back.
We would perform this service for you, as I do not recommend you do it yourself.
What is the nature of this?
However, if you have access to speak with dead, that may be a better way.
Maybe I'll just go that way.
And I just sort of hold up these weird-looking things.
And she wants nothing to do with that shit.
We take this fleshy bit.
And we just shove it inside the corpse. It's cool. It works.
It only breaks his jaw a little bit.
Oh my god.
I would
So
have
you
to.
clamp it around.
I would have to put it.
We're not going to do that. So let's... oh God, that's all you want to do,
I think
isn't it?
she's thoroughly freaked out about that. Yeah.
I just wanted to offer.
No, thank you. And there was talk before you went down about your friends. Do you wish me to read your scroll?
Yes, I think Theraval should return. None of them deserved the fate they met in there. But I believe his soul is willing, and perhaps his knowledge...
Pandora's very brittle at the moment, talking about all their friends that died.
And I believe his knowledge and experience may be needed in the world at this moment.
She extends a hand.
And I give her the scroll of Raise Dead.
Dead no longer than 1 day per caster level. Works, okay. Subject's soul must be free and willing to return. We'll find that out, though we do believe we know. And then it's an ordeal to come back, okay. 2 permanent negative levels.
Permanent meaning.
Can go away with restoration.
They can go away with spells, but they won't go away with rest.
Gotcha.
And then we'll come back with 10 hit points. Normal poison, normal disease are cured in the process, but magical diseases, of course, are not. Closes mortal wounds, repairs lethal damage. Body of the creature must be whole. Yep.
Sanity.
Sanity will be repaired.
Sweet.
Yeah.
That's one way to do it. Just die and get raised.
It's just that easy. So then she takes this scroll and kneels down next to Theraval's body and spends a full minute incanting what's written on that scroll. And as she does so, we can picture Theraval floating through outer space on currents he feels moving him, but he cannot see. He's draped in skeletal figures covered in flowers. Shared a piece of art with you there. 5 or 6 of them, all of them whispering into his ear. And this cluster of Theraval and his attendant skeletal figures soars through outer space, passing by gray, mummified figures in robes covered in runes, blowing glue light for hearts. Some look, well, this. Some look like this. Some look like this. They are all silent, all of them pointing forward, onward, and further away, floating out in space. Feminine figures wearing dresses made of stars, and they're floating on moth wings, staring with moth faces, and menacing the air around them with giant razor-sharp scythes. Isn't that picture wild?
These are amazing pictures.
Drifting endlessly in the parade of psychopomps until he spots an enormous 5-petaled flower of multicolored light at the heart of a nebula that is somehow flower and city and gate and way station and portal. So bright, so inviting. And he knows all he has to do is listen to the voices saying, shh, shh, follow the pointing mummified hands, float under the protection of the moths with scythes, and enter that flower, and they will be one step closer to joining with the black butterfly. But there is a tug. There is a sound of screaming. There is a sound of pain and agony. And Theraval hears stretched out over an eternity the dying screams of Stasi. The dying screams of every single one of the stewards that they lost in there. A horrible gibbering sound of the Shoggoths, large and small, Neb's wails of agony, the hollow doom and destruction of the Dread Wraith, and understands that the invitation is, come back to all of this death. This is what life is. Will you have more of it? There's no eyes on the skeletal figures to look into, to question. There's no real features on the mummified figures. And the moth, like in unison, 5 or 6 of these moth women cock their heads and stare at you in a pregnant pause, as if they're aware of the invitation, even though it's not something that they could possibly have heard. But how could they not have heard it? They are psychopomps. The way back is open, but it is back to a reality that you now understand. How does he process this call?
I think as he's floating amongst the psychopomps, the madness is left. And he can recognize that the monstrosity, the abomination that he stood in front of and stood up in front of
Yeah.
is not beautiful. It was not rapturous. It was death. It was obliteration. And then amidst the noises that he hears, I think he gets a flash. I think he sees what we saw that Lowell's did. What he saw what happened in the Mysterium.
Oh, he got linked into that vision.
And,
yeah.
And the words pouring through his head are, they were all there. The entire tapestry was there. I have to go back. And he follows the tug.
And inside the office, in the barracks of the stewards of the vault, Theraval sits up with a gasp.
Surrounded by strangers.
Surrounded by absolute strangers. Didn't even meet Sister Thier. Nobody that you know.
Fuck, right.
And then the corpses of the people that you did know lying within sight. And so weak. So weak.
It's all right. It's all right. My name is Pandora.
Sebastianus.
I'm Dabwick.
And that would be the first name you'd recognize.
Right, why?
Because they would have been Dora, Vic,
Yeah.
and Dabwick.
Oh, right. Dabwick.
Which they would click, put
and then-
Pandora into
and then
Dora
just
into
said,
Pandora. Yeah.
I'm Grip. Dabwick, you are from Casimir.
Yes.
Were you Dora?
Yes, I was.
Vic.
And Grip was, of course, Grip.
Grip is Grip, yes. I am Theraval Galanadel.
We know who you are. I
Sorry
have
about-
seen your journey.
Sorry about all your friends.
They were our friends too.
What? Where am I?
You're in the building of the stewards of the vault.
Right across the street from the Mysterium.
How did we...
The corruption through most of the Mysterium has been cleansed, though not the soul.
I do not know what to say. I feel like I'm here to help, but I don't know what I can offer.
Maybe just sit down and rest a while. And
Yes.
there's time to figure that out.
And then I think he sees Stasi. And I think that wrecks him a little bit.
Yeah. Pandora puts her hand on his shoulder.
She needed such help.
And you were there for her. She did not die alone because of you.
No.
She helped us in so many ways.
She was dependable.
Yes.
Good listener.
She took up our mantle when we could not. And because of her efforts, and the efforts of you and the others, we learned what we needed to know.
And you are all...
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. And you can see it in the eyes. You can see it in the eyes.
But she is...
No.
What do you intend to do?
Find Lowell's. Stop him.
He has taken the book.
How?
Alien tech.
And of Mun?
He is dead.
Are you sure?
Look
I
in my
did
eyes.
it myself.
The great philanthropist is dead.
He was betrayed in the end.
Pity that. Well, I am yours for what I can be. Once I need some rest, of course. But if you have need of me, just ask. I came back. The entire dark tapestry was in that building.
Yes.
Sister Thyr's eyes go wide at that being stated so bluntly. Brother, come to me tomorrow and I will do what I can to continue your healing. It will take you a few days to recover from this ordeal, but I will see you through it as best I can.
Thank you, sister.
I have the spell prepared for Elder Lethine, but I will not make that choice today. I will sleep on it. Is there anyone else you wish me to use it on?
Pandora would simply say, "You needn't bother with Stasi. She will not return." And after she says that, Pandora goes to Stasi's body, and I think has a moment with her that part of Pandora's grief process at the top of this act would have tangentially included, we did not appreciate
Yeah,
Stasi's, what she did for us
while we had her.
while we had her. So I think she's having that moment with her alone.
This woman who literally watched you all sleep
Yeah.
for 3 months.
Yeah. Guarded our bodies and healed us when we were
And cleaned you up.
cleaned us up and did all that. She just, yeah.
I mean, we've talked a lot about the very difficult life Neb has had, but Stasi's it's been a year for Stasi too as well. Then the question is, knowing that Neb was a question mark,
I mean,
not a no,
Speak with Dead is out there now.
it is. Did you have a Speak with Dead prepared?
Uh,
She's got it. If you don't.
I do not have it prepared.
Okay.
I love that she just has that prepared.
She knew what was happening today. She knew you'd be dragging corpses out.
Yeah.
She leans down and lays a hand on Nebs's corpse. She prays for 10 more minutes. And then at the end of the 10 minutes, breath enters Nebs's lungs. And she leans down and she whispers in his ear, "You are among friends. Would you return to our care?"
Where will I go?
You would return to the trials that life sets upon all of us. But you would not be alone. Would you return to our care?
Oh, all I want is peace. Peace. I think that's where Neb's at. I mean, if there were some divine celestial being that made contact with Neb and promised.
Does Neb follow a god or goddess?
Neb never knew where their power came from.
So Neb would.
No, but I mean, regardless of that, did they worship anyone? Did
No.
they? So what
No.
happens to them?
Neb would be escorted to down the River of Souls, just like every other soul, to stand before Pharasma and be judged.
There's a lot of things that could happen from that point. Interesting. So I think
I'm unclear if that was a yes or a no.
and I think so. She
I felt like
says-
it was a no.
I know. I don't know that Sister Thyr took it that way though.
I thought that too until you said if there was a big celestial being promising me, then I would go with that. So and then I was like, oh, did he mean he would rather stay? So now I don't know what you're saying.
No God is going to promise you that life is good.
We don't, but
coming
we don't
back
know
with
what his soul's
Jamandor.
going to experience.
Yeah.
I mean,
What'd you say?
You're coming back with seated.
Neb was never seated.
Oh,
Nope.
Wow.
now I changed my answer.
I mean, Neb this might be as good as it gets for Neb to not be seated and be free.
I don't know.
This is her spell. She casts it. She casts Raise Dead on the body, and let's find out what happens.
Great.
Fascinating. So Neb is underground, digging in the earth, digging down, digging through the wet and the damp and the muck and the rot, which might be a really uncomfortable thing for somebody else to experience, but this is home for Neb. It's not the place of sunlight, but it's a place of familiarity. Down. And somebody is beside him, digging with him. Give me a percentile roll, Polly.
That's an 88.
It's a meerkat. Tiny little sand-colored, weasel-like creature with dark bands around its inquisitive eyes. And it is being helpful. It is helping you dig. And he keeps looking up like, am I doing this right? Are we going together somewhere? Digging. And someone is following behind you. You're not sure who it is, then they're whispering, go. You cannot stop. You cannot rest. You obey. But this little meerkat's looking at you like, yeah, we're digging. You're exhausted, but you understand that there will be an end to your trials whenever you reach the bottom, whatever bottom means here. And then there's a whisper, a new voice. Roll percentile again.
This is awesome.
I know, that's really cool.
3.
This whisper manifests as a promise of speed, a promise of swiftness, a promise of the ability to hide from the things that terrify you, not to use the things that terrify you, not to be bullied by the things that terrify you, but to have the choice to avoid what you want to avoid. And that's the word that keeps coming back, is choice. And the meerkat looks up at you like, what do you choose? And you start to notice how preternaturally fast this little meerkat is moving, as if itself is imbued with the essence of speed and agility. And he's sniffing something off to his side, and you see him you're digging down, and you see him start to dig a little off to the right, and you understand you could follow him off to the right, or you could go down to the bottom and be done.
Neb sees a little of themselves in the face of this meerkat, and I think is drawn to follow.
Neb steers off to the right, follows the meerkat, and then the body sits up with a gasp. And you see Neb looking around, recognizing faces, but kind of like, whatever, and looks through Sister Thyr's legs, who has just stood up to like not be so close and looming. And Neb sees the meerkat sitting in the front hall of the barracks of the stewards of the vault, and it comes snaking in and leaps up into your lap and kind of cuddles up against you as you're, gasping for breath and, in terrible, terrible pain and a certain sense of confusion. So that happens all very, very quickly, and you notice how rapidly this little meerkat is moving. And then Neb is looking at a bunch of people he barely knows.
Friends. You came for me. You came back for me.
Of course we did.
Yeah. It's
Thank
all right.
you.
Hello, friend.
You.
And hello. I don't know who I am right now. I'm feeling a little schizophrenic.
We didn't survive.
We did not. But we are back.
Oh, thank you. I think.
Nuzzles the meerkat.
Yeah.
Tears up a little bit.
What's this one's name?
What is your name, friend? Can we talk to each other?
Bet you can.
I think at this level,
11th, 10th.
how many
All I
levels did I
prepared
do?
was a system to make this random. I didn't look into it.
This is so amazing.
You must be. Speak with Master. Oh, yeah, absolutely. 100%. Yeah. Frederick! Hi! What's going on? You must be Neb.
Frederick, we have great potential, you and I.
I've been waiting for you for so long. Where were you?
I've been far away.
I was looking for you. You were hiding in the dirt, but I found you.
You pulled me free.
Well, you kind of did it yourself, buddy, but I helped.
You showed me the way.
Well, yeah, but you made the choice your own. Nuzzle. What do we do now? What do we do? Where do we go? What should I do?
I think I need rest.
Okay, I'll sleep with you. No, actually, you know what? I will do circles, run circles around you, as if guarding you, protecting you. And then,
Wow.
running circles around now.
Guarding and protecting you.
I
lying on the
know.
ground.
That's such a shift.
So, needless to say, this is going to be a very big rebuild.
Yeah.
Because you got a new patron, you got all completely new spells.
Right,
God.
right.
We'll be starting
From scratch.
from scratch.
Yeah.
And I think the
So
question then will
cool.
be as well, does Neb even actually continue on this journey?
Yeah.
The raising could also be the beginning of
A new
A
life.
a
New
new
life.
life.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Something to think about. But I think at this point, having brought two of these people back to the world of the living, after all of the hell they suffered and all that we have gone through in the last several months, let's call that the end of chapter 184. We'll pick up next week, y'all.
Fantastic.
Yay.
Yay. Frederick.
Dark Nexus is produced by Plug and Hum Productions. This podcast uses trademarks and/or copyrights owned by Paizo Incorporated, used under Paizo's fan content policy. This podcast is not published, endorsed, or specifically approved by Paizo. For more information about Paizo Inc. and Paizo products, please visit paizo.com. That's Paizo.com. Dark Nexus uses music and soundscapes by Syrinscape. Check them out at Syrinscape.com. That's Syrinscape.com. Opening and closing themes, along with additional music composed by Rob Kauzlaric. Artwork for Dark Nexus is by Matt Wahlquist. And thanks to DMCP, Richard and Ari, Paul and Shannon, Scotty, Jason, Jess, Joe, Chelsea, Matt, Dave, Derek, Darren, Michaela, JH, the Biscuit Buddies, and everyone we've gamed with over the years for all the memories and inspiration.
Oh, I don't want to look at the blood. It makes me oozy. Oozy? Oogie. Oozy.
Woozy? Woogie.
Woogie.
I just don't like it.
Turns me into a Wookiee.